Fasten your seatbelt.
Here comes the ready and
Yo, dog, we heard you like to while you, so we put some inside your so that you can while you're booming, dog. Boom.
What?
Yeah, I said boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
DogsDie, Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel
DogsDie,
boom.
Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
DogsDie, Yoshi and Smelly.
Big red barrel boom.
DogsDie, Yoshi and Smelly.
Welcome to episode 4 of The Boom. I'm your host, DogsDie Hot Cars. We have with us, as well, as always, 2 other fantastic hosts. It is a pleasure to be with you guys, and I'm not just talking out of my face hole. We have Smelly Pirate Hooker out there in Georgia.
Or you are. Both can be true.
Yeah.
I am Smelly Pirate Hooker. It's great to be looking at my brother and a circly, windy circle thing on Skype. What is my news for the week? I found, this is great news actually, for Yoshi, not so much for DogsDie, because DogsDie has a fancy schmancy iPad. An iPad 2, I should say, which is now obsolete.
Which is now obsolete, yep.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I'm going to get a new one.
Suck it,
or something.
fanboy. No, but what I found on Android, Professor Yoshi, is a game called Pinball Arcade. Are you familiar?
I'm listening.
It is a painstakingly faithful recreation of 4 actual brick and mortar pinball machines, one of which happens to be Theater of Magic.
Oh. Multi-ball.
Yeah, oh, it's
Awesome.
so nice. You have the magic.
Does it have the sound effects and everything,
It
too?
has every single soundbite. It's gorgeous. I'm very happy with it. It's
boy.
not quite like if you've played a bunch of Pinball FX, the physics might be a little bit frustrating, but it's the table and it's the sounds and it feels good. So the game itself is free and you can play up to a certain score on all 4 of the tables. It has Arabian Nights on there too with that spinny lamp thing. I don't know if you remember that game.
Vaguely. That's not one of my brick and mortar ones.
No, but there's a spinny lamp. Anyway, yeah, the game is free, and then if you want to buy the tables, they're like $3 a piece. So it's pretty fun. I'm very happy to have it. So look that up.
I indeed will.
Very nice. And that man that you were speaking to, Smelly, his name is Yoshifett in California.
Yes, and normally I am 100% devoted to our podcast, and I'm totally into it, etc.
You are stealing my intro, and I hate you. Go ahead.
Sorry, but this is the big news. I'm a little compromised by the fact that I just bought Mass Effect 3 and MLB 12 The Show about an hour ago.
Yeah.
They're sitting there, unopened, waiting for my love, which they will get soon.
That is awesome.
It could be worse, Yoshi. You could have had to record the Be Kind Rewind of, like, Dances with Wolves or something.
Oh, God. You like the 8-parter?
Yeah, exactly.
This part, we're just going to talk about this one line that Costner says at the 15-minute mark. I swear to God we've had episodes like that, where it's just been one scene we've talked about for like 45 minutes.
Oh, I know you've had episodes like that. I've listened to 4 minutes of them.
You're like, I can see where this is going. I'm turning this lish off.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Yoshi, I'm going to one-up you. I have the same predicament. I'm actually very angry to be recording tonight. But what makes it even worse is right as we hit record, literally right as we were counting down into the podcast, freaking Saint Mantooth sent me a message on Origins saying, "Hey, come and play with me and Surfiro right now."
Wow.
So I'm missing out.
Mass Effect 3 multiplayer?
I have not. Yeah, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer.
Oh boy.
So I have not played a multiplayer game with Mantooth since like Gears of War. So it's been quite a while.
We played Gears of War 2 Horde mode with Mantooth. You and me and Smelly did one time.
I consider Gears of War 2 under the umbrella of Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
So weird like that.
The titles are very similar. So
You're missing the number though.
Oh, okay.
That's how you can tell which one's good and which one's crappy, right?
That's
According
true.
to you.
The number 2 is crappy. So.
Right.
Got
Except
it.
for it's not, but whatever.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things to do today. We have some Mass Effect, of course, we want to talk about. A little bit about the show, maybe. Also, the fantastic Star Wars Connect footage impressions. You will be surprised. We'll leave it at that. That and me disagreeing with most of what Yoshi says on this episode of The Boom. All right, we have a Word of the Week, we have a Thug Speak, and we have an MMO Speak. Let's get right to it. Curveball, Smelly Pirate Hooker, Thug Speak.
Hi-yo. Here it is. This actually comes from a person who's not a thug, but who is a follower on Twitter. And this person's name will come to me later after I give you the Thug Speak. The Thug Speak it's Peep Game. You guys ever heard Peep Game before?
Yeah, you stuff as many of them in your mouth as you can while still saying
Yeah, it's the Peeps game, right?
Happy Easter.
I'm so good at that game. I dominate that game.
Wait,
It's my favorite resurrection game.
there's so many to choose from. Are they asking you to check out their skills? Like,
Right.
Peep this game. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
so it's kind of controversial because it's from Wiggity What, who I assume from his name is not a thug.
No, that's pretty thug, dude. What are you talking about?
That's like crisscross.
Exactly.
Thug.
It's thug if you wear your pants backwards and you're 12 years old. But anyway, so it's Peep Game, and according to him, and according to Urban Dictionary, which of course is the Bible for non-thug thugs, Peep Game really, like DogsDie said, is, hey, check out my skills. Or no, it was you, Yoshi. Just check out what I can do. Peep Game, I'm gonna drain this 3, or Peep Game, I'm gonna knock up this hoe.
Dude, you got Peep my sperm game. It's cutting edge.
And I can bust you out with my super sperm.
I got stacks and stacks and stacks of sperm for this
Sperm on
hoe.
sperm
I
on
got
sperm.
chromosomes on chromosomes on chromosomes.
No, so I actually asked a couple thugs at work today, just because something wasn't feeling right. I wanted to make sure I knew what it meant, and they both independently confirmed that it does not, in fact, mean that. Peep Game is what you say when someone is trying to manipulate you or clown you.
Oh, you're calling him out, like, oh, check out this guy's game. Like, look at what he's trying to do.
I peep your game. You stole my cell phone. I peep your game. So it's much more sort of nefarious in nature.
So my definition that was in line with Urban Dictionary is not confirmed in the wild.
No, not in the wild.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. I was shocked.
Wow. So, yeah, I'm amazed at how many Thug Speaks actually use a very childish term,
Yeah.
but make it work in a non-childish way, like peep.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I would say that when I'm playing peekaboo with my kids or something. Oh, peep.
Peep Game.
I guess.
I wouldn't say that to my kid ever.
Shut up, Yoshi.
Well,
I
yeah.
disagree with you.
I guess I should finish just by saying F you Wiggity What for almost getting me killed at work today.
I love how you're always on that razor edge of life and death when you're at work. It must be exhilarating.
I'm trying not to lose.
Misusing Thug Speaks with mentally challenged, not mentally challenged, but mentally disordered people. Yeah, it's
Finish the sentence,
Mentally disordered. That's one of my favorite things.
You like how I'm trying to make fun of them and I can't put the words together?
Please don't trail
when
off.
you with the mentally
Not talking good about the life.
not brain nose speak not now. Anyway, all right, Yoshi, give us a word.
All right, I'm going with stroppy because I think this kind of defines me a little bit. I'm a little stroppy at times, though I kind of don't like admitting it. But if I'm going to be honest with myself, I'll say sometimes I'm stroppy. I didn't know this word existed until today, but as I always say, use it or don't. Probably don't. Smelly will use it once, as DogsDie said last week.
Yeah. Stroppy?
Stroppy, yeah. It's not the same thing as strappy, or strapping, like a strapping young man.
I'm not gonna. My wife didn't ask if she should wear her stroppy shoes.
Oh, thank you for saying the word shoes.
Why?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, you were gonna do a joke, bedroom
No.
joke.
Now we have a MMO speak of the week. This week's MMO speak is Zerg. Not to be confused with Zerg from Toy Story.
Too late.
Right.
But
Already confused.
Okay, already confused. It is Zerg, and I'm still confused on how we're revealing the meaning of the word.
Just reveal.
Should I just tell you?
Yeah, reveal.
Okay, here you go.
Pull the curtain back.
To Zerg in an MMO is if there's a monster that is very powerful and you need a bunch of your friends to attack it, but you don't really need a strategy to attack it and bring it down. It doesn't do anything special. You don't have to have one guy go in, and anyway.
You don't have to you don't have to jump up against the corner of the screen and keep you hitting low kick.
Exactly.
You don't have to cure it, and then that's actually the secret way to defeat it.
You don't have to unplug your mouse and put it into a different USB port.
Perfect. Nicely done.
Thank you. So, Zerging basically is there's no strategy in taking this thing down, just everyone attack. Zerg.
So basically, this describes U.S. foreign policy over the last 50 years.
Yeah.
No strategy,
Yeah.
just brute force. Sorry, I'm just saying.
America, you just got feted.
Yeah, you did.
I don't disagree with the strategy, by the way. We're big and powerful. We should just go stomp things. I'm just saying that
That's
definition kind of matched up with what our usual strategy is. Just squish.
America. Yeah. Gonna say that.
You're not supposed to know that song.
I know that song way too well. It popped up on a Pandora channel.
Oh.
Jonathan Colton's actually.
And then there's nothing you could do about it.
Nothing. I didn't. I'd already skipped my 6 songs.
I'm sure the Holy Spirit would understand.
Of course, he understands the rules of Pandora. Okay.
Although that's Greek mythology, though, so I don't know if he knows that one. We'll find out.
Before I lose all of my soul on this episode, let's get into our first topic. Let's go with Yoshifett. If you can introduce...
Save some for the FUs.
That's true. Can you say things with words
About
after the one on the agenda?
Oh, sure. Well, and this is very hypothetical, but I was reading a couple of articles the other day. Halo 4 been announced. There's been some footage of it. Been some pictures. Don't even know if you guys have seen any of them.
Yeah, I went and looked.
I know in general on this podcast, we're kind of known as a podcast that really viciously hates Halo.
Maybe this will change it, though, right? Maybe.
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
Let's talk about it.
The people making Halo 4, which are, what are they called? Something 343? I can't remember what their exact name is.
Stroppy? Bungie.
No, it's not Bungie anymore. They're done, right? Aren't they?
Oh, they're done?
Yeah, I
they
think that's
done?
some other there's a 343 company that's taken over. I can't remember what the word is that goes with it, but whatever. So
That's going to be good.
So well, they could be, right? I mean, it's not like we were saying we're big fans of the last couple of Bungie games, so maybe a change will be good. But the thing that struck me was, and I don't even know if this is like a thing to say anymore, but that the developers were saying that this is the, quote, best looking game on the Xbox 360 ever. Now let's just cut out the fact that there was the developer saying that, so it doesn't really mean anything. Let's assume that this is true. Let's assume that Halo 4 is actually amazing to look at. It has these unbelievable textures, and the worlds they render are just otherworldly and breathtaking and beautiful and amazing. If that were true, would that inch you any more towards the Halo series, or are we just so far away from it that nothing could get us interested in it at this point? What do you think?
Well, going back to the whole Bungie developed the first games and now another company is developing these, that to me that's like saying, okay, we're done, the X company's done making the Fantastic Four movies. Now a new person's gonna make them. It doesn't. The series sucks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who makes it. So I will not care about Halo 4 as I have not cared about any of the other Halo games. That's my answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
Unless they change the gameplay to be more like Patapon or Pinball FX2, I can't see how I would be interested in playing it.
Yeah. If you want to defend Halo, come on to the Big Red Barrel forums, go to our show thread, and I dare you to mention it in a positive light and not have me hate you afterwards. I dare you.
You know who's a big
This is
Halo
great.
fan and who would do this is Phil 101. He'll take you up.
Well, Phil 101 is a Giants fan, so his credibility is already out the window. It's
It's out
just
the
dumb.
boathouse, man. Yeah, I agree. But just saying.
So, Mass Effect 3 and the show both were released yesterday. Looks like Yoshi owns both.
Yep.
I own both. Smelly plays pinball, and
I'm bringing our average down.
well, the conundrum with Yoshi and myself is how rude it is for them to release such big games. I can't think of two games being released on the same day that would cause more inner conflict in my heart than these two games.
And I will go ahead and agree because, like, they're both epically amazing in their own way, and they both fulfill different aspects of what I like about games.
I know.
And that's, like, such a bummer because, you know, Mass Effect 3 it's a game I feel like once I start playing, like, I know I have it and I could go play it tonight, but I don't want to start playing it tonight because I know I'll have to go to bed. I want to have a good, like, 3 or 4 hours with it before I stop and save or whatever. Whereas with the show, it's like I can just play the road to the show and create a character and have fun with that and everything. And so I think I'll be able to balance it, you know? Like, I think what will happen, too, is once baseball season actually starts, then I'll be way more into the show. And by that time, hopefully, I will have completed Mass Effect 3. So hopefully, it'll kind of balance out that way.
I have to disagree with you just because I said that I would, but I actually really agree with you a lot. A lot. Now, here's the problem. With Mass Effect 3, it's very, you know, it has the story, the single-player story, and it's going to be phenomenal. Cameron, you're a swirly, by the way.
I just restarted.
Oh, sexy. So, but I've been playing I've got a couple of hours into the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3, and Smelly and Yoshi, you guys have to know that this multiplayer was built for guys like us that don't have a lot of time. It really was. I've only put 2 hours into it, right, since it came out. I got access on Monday evening, and I'm 2 hours in. I'm a level 11 engineer, and I have two out of my 5 things. Powers maxed out. Shut up! Gosh,
best host ever.
I'm on a podcast and I can't speak. It's okay. It's been a long day, but so basically, it's my problem with Horde mode with Gears of War 2 was if you wanted to get into it, you knew that you had to have a good 2.5-3 hour block of time, or else it wasn't worth it if you wanted to start from the beginning, right? Which I always did. The nicest thing about this is kind of a Horde mode type deal where you go through different waves of enemies, but then there's different, not just killing enemies. You have to go and activate this or that or whatever. But every single match is 10 levels. And that's it. And then it ends. So you can beat it. And every match is about 20 minutes. So if I want to hop on and get one done, boom. I hop on, I play one. I did that today when I got home from work. A quick 20-minute match, and I turned it off completely fulfilled. It was just great. Earning a bunch of XP. So the nice thing is you can very quickly, without leaving the session that you're in, back out and select a different character. So if I max out my engineer after only 5 hours, that's cool. I can use him and all the level ups and weapons that I've gotten, or I can go back and choose my soldier and get back in. It's just built so great for people like us that don't have a ton of time.
And what kind of modes are they? I mean,
that's the only mode that I've seen is that Horde mode. There's no like team deathmatch or anything like that. It's all cooperative 4-player Horde mode style. There's kind of some there's some map that as you beat different challenges, like your percentage on the map goes up. I have no idea what's going on with that. I haven't looked into it.
I think you have to start mining pretty soon.
Yeah, probably.
You open up that part of the map, you got to mine it, and then you got to drive the Mako over it, and everyone gets mad.
Yeah. Well, you can choose different difficulty levels. You can do the bronze, and you'll get more money if you do the silver, and then there's gold. And I'm not sure if you have access to all of them first. You may have to beat a certain number of them. I've just done bronze so far. But the matchmaking's really good on the PC side. The microphone works really well on the PC, and it's a hoot and holla of a time.
You know, my thing with Mass Effect multiplayer has always been, you know, kind of a purist view that Mass Effect 1 in particular was a game that I felt was a very isolated one-player game, an experience you had. And, my objection to adding multiplayer to Mass Effect 3 was that it feels like they went, oh, well, every game has to have multiplayer now, or else it's not valuable. And yet, at the
It doesn't-
at the same time, I've heard so many people say essentially what you've said, is that the multiplayer is fantastic. You'd be totally missing out on a great experience if you don't play it. So, as usual, I'm just going to throw my ideals to the side and play the game. Now that you've said that, I've thought, oh, well, I can start playing Mass Effect tonight. I'll play some multiplayer. And so, despite my protests in the past, and I still hold to the fact that I think it's kind of silly how every game has to have multiplayer now, or else it's like, oh, no, that game doesn't have any life. It has no staying power. But I don't know if I can resist the pull of what this sounds like, because I love Horde mode. That's my favorite part of Gears 3, but what you're describing sounds like Horde mode, but a little bit better, because what happens to me is I want to play Horde mode, I want to get up to the 30th or 40th wave or whatever, and that takes a good 2.5 hours or whatever, and I don't usually have that much time. So I like this idea of it's just a little compartmentalized package of time that you play the game.
Yeah, and you also get, when you get up to the 9th and 10th, like, sometimes you don't make it, because it gets a little bit difficult, and especially if you don't have teammates that are really cooperating with each other. But when you get up to the 10th level especially, it's not easy. Even on the bronze, it can be difficult. And if you don't beat it, you don't get this huge bonus chunk of money that you use to buy new weapons and such. And so it's really nerve-wracking. Like, if you're close to you're surrounded by enemies. And the cool thing is that happens every 20 minutes because you join a new match. So it's very engaging, and it freaks you out. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, and I wanted to get your guys' feedback on this. When I first logged in and I created a character, I was prompted to unlock a character that I had earned already without even playing the game. You have any idea what I'm talking about?
Wait, you unlocked a character?
I unlocked a character in multiplayer mode. I unlocked a character.
Is it a character from Demon Souls?
If only.
But by the way, sorry, quick diversion before you go on to this part. I read the quote from the Sony president, one of those guys, who said that he played Demon Souls for 2 hours and then passed up on publishing it because he said this game is crap, and it immediately made me think of you. So sorry, that's a little sidetrack. But yeah, go on. What was the character you unlocked?
That's funny. So it said, would you like to redeem your Battlefield 3 character?
I knew you were going there.
For ordering the limited edition of Battlefield 3. And I said, well, I'm not going to say no.
I would have said
so I unlocked it. I didn't play it. I didn't play the character because I was already... I wanted to do my engineer or whatever. But I got in the game and I looked, and the guy on my team in my very first match was playing the character. And basically, it's a Mass Effect universe-looking character with a skin from the guy that's on the cover of Battlefield 3, which is like the kind of a gray color, but then with the flame-looking color on his left shoulder going down his left side a little bit.
Okay, now I never want to play the multiplayer.
So Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Now, I thought it would really bother me as well. When I saw it, I was like, oh, you guys, don't do that. But the character looks kind of neat.
I don't care. A Battlefield 3 character should not be in the Mass Effect universe. That's the kind of crap. BioWare has nothing to do with Battlefield 3. It's just because of EA's freaking cross promotion. I saw that BioWare had tweeted some special on Battlefield 3 today, and I was like, what is this garbage? It would be like sticking Spock in Star Wars. It doesn't make any sense. You can't do this.
Whoa,
Mass Effect,
that would be awesome.
No, that would be awful. Mass Effect is a contained universe, and I don't want Battlefield 3 in my Mass Effect. I don't want Marcus Phoenix in my Mass Effect. I don't want any other universes.
That's for sure.
This is ridiculous, dude. How can people say that this is a cool thing? Explain to me how it's cool that a character from... not even a real character, just the cover of a game that people liked, the first-person shooter that everybody liked, that has nothing to do with Mass Effect, being in Mass Effect is a good thing. Isn't that, totally breaking down the idea of that Mass Effect is its own contained universe? That's awful. Why don't just have an Elmo skin that somebody can have and throw it in there? I don't care. It just, it ruins it completely. That's so stupid.
3 words, Yoshi.
I hate that.
3-word
That's
response.
Ridiculous.
Marvel versus Capcom.
So it's funny you say Marvel versus Capcom. I was actually thinking, would it be fun to play a kind of an adult, not XXX or anything, but an adult version of a Super Smash Brothers with Phoenix,
Yeah.
And a Battlefield character, that would be kind of generic and dumb, but, you know, Metal Gear Solid Snake, even though he's in the other one anyway. You know, those kind of adult characters. What do you think about that? Do you think it'd be fun? I think it'd be fun. Like an adult, like kind of like a Mortal Kombat version, but Super Smash, like violent and Super Smash Brothery. That'd be cool.
That's fine. Leave Mass Effect out of it, though.
So no Shepard can be in this game.
I don't. No, this is an awesome self-contained universe. This is my favorite science fiction universe besides Star Wars universe, and I don't want other real world things crossing over. I don't want like an ad for Battlefield 3 while I'm playing Mass Effect and I'm supposed to be in this other universe. That's garbage.
If I would have never told you about this Battlefield thing, you never would have known about it.
Until I saw it.
No, you would have seen the character and wouldn't even thought of it.
I know what the cover of Battlefield 3 looks like.
I know, but it's not like it's not the guy running around. It's just the color pattern of his outfit. You wouldn't have recognized it, really. I would bet my life on it.
So it's like, oh, what a coincidence. This is a cool little spoiler for people who like both games. EA, look at this cross promotion. It sucks. I hate it.
Let's also recognize, Yoshi, that this is easily the most hipster of any hipster argument you've ever made.
No, it's not.
It is. It's colossally hipster. It's I like this band and nobody else gets to like it because I liked it first.
Thank you, Smelly.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is like you're watching Harry Potter and Gandalf shows up and saves the day. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's mixing universes. Yes, it is. You're taking a character from Battlefield 3. Actually, it's not even a character. It's worse. It's just the guy on the cover. So it's the advertisement for Battlefield 3 exists in the Mass Effect universe. That makes me angry.
This is why it's different than your Gandalf Harry Potter analogy, is because only the people that played Battlefield 3 will ever know that character is in there. No one else would recognize it. They wouldn't. So it's like Gandalf showing up. It's like Gandalf showing up in Harry Potter, but only the people that have seen Lord of the Rings and want Gandalf to be there can see him.
So that's the same argument, though, because like the only people who will recognize Gandalf are people who know Lord of the Rings. Like, I haven't played Battlefield 3, but I know what that guy looks like on the cover. I played it for like an hour or something.
But my point is like, if there was some way to disguise Gandalf so that only people that wanted to see Gandalf could see him. That's how it is in this game, because it's not the character, it's the color scheme of his outfit.
It's the advertisement for Battlefield 3. It's the cover of Battlefield 3 character on
I understand, but I guarantee you will see this. If I'm not sure if it's on the 360 version, but it's on the PC version. I'll try to take a screenshot of the guy without knowing that existed in the game. You wouldn't say, wait a minute, that's the Battlefield 3 guy. You wouldn't. It doesn't look like him.
The concept is what offends me, though, not specifically the how it's carried out. It's not a hipster thing. It's a violation of a particular universe. Again, it's like Mass Effect should not have stuff that alludes to Battlefield 3 at all in it. Like, that takes it out of being its own fantasy realm, sci-fi fantasy realm. It adds something in that's meta. You can only know it if from the outside world perspective. Like, I don't want things like that in Mass Effect. That's my point. Whether or not how well it's disguised, all that other stuff is peripheral to my main argument, which is that things that exist in the Mass Effect 3 universe should be organic to that universe, and it shouldn't be from other game series that EA happens to also publish. That makes me extremely angry. And there's no way to talk me down from this one, DogsDie. You're doing an admirable effort, but it's not going to happen.
Admiral Akbar?
Yeah, you did an Admiral Akbar, but it's not a trap.
So I agree that it is silly. I fully admit that it is silly. Knowing that it's... if they had to do it in some way, they did it the right way.
They didn't have to do it, though.
I understand, but since they did it, I'm glad they did it the way they did it. Because... Sorry, we're having a boxing match on Skype video. I can't think.
We're playing Connect right now.
Because they did it, and there's nothing we can do to change it, I'm glad they did it the way they did, because people that don't know about Battlefield 3 don't know that the character is in there, even when they see him, won't think, hey, that's a bad idea. They won't think it.
But when I see this now when I'm playing online, it will take me out of the experience to some degree. It's like, what if there was a billboard like on the side for Tiger Woods Golf 2012 or something. Like, it's the same kind of concept. I know that you're saying that this is done in a much better way, but it's still taking something from our real world, a game that was released in our world, and putting it in the Mass Effect universe. It's like, I would be equally as mad if they took a character from, say, KOTOR, like Bastila or Revan, and put him in Mass Effect 3.
Never Revan. Never that.
Yeah, no. I don't want any characters that aren't Mass Effect characters in the game. If they're already, like, what if Master Chief showed up? It's like, dude, I don't care what version of whoever you're talking about here. Anybody who's from a different universe is going to take you out of the idea that Mass Effect is a wholly self-contained universe that doesn't include influences from popular culture or other games like that. It's its own universe. It's like, you don't want stuff like that showing up in Star Wars.
You're gonna be taken out of the universe as soon as Attacker pops on and says, "Hey Yoshi, did Sony rape your dog?" Then you're out of the universe. It doesn't matter who's on the screen.
What's wrong with this fecund game?
Right?
Hey guys, can I join your party? Can I join your party, guys?
Yeah, hey, let's make fun of our fans. That's a good thing too.
I love
not
Attacker.
fan. We're just making fun of our fan. So I have something to say. In this multiplayer, I don't remember from Mass Effect 2, but there is a character, an enemy, a Banshee. Are there Banshees in Mass Effect 2 or 1?
I don't remember any such character.
Oh my!
It's probably
gosh.
from another game. It's probably from another EA published game.
Imagine this. If you shut up.
Is there a Rancor in there too? A Rancor?
I think it's the monster from Cocoon. But if you took,
God.
Were there graboids in the original Mass Effect?
Wait, actually, I might be able to get behind that.
yeah.
No, you're highlighting why this is so ridiculous, though, Smelly. Like, I love the fact that you pointed out, because that's essentially what it is. Sorry, all right, I'm done with that. I'll stop being mad about that.
Okay, these Banshees. Now, let me think. Have you seen The Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine the little girl from The Ring. Now, stretch her to be about 8 feet tall. And now she has a crazy teleportation skill where she's looking at you, she becomes all staticky, and then suddenly appears 10 feet closer to you. Right? Kind of like she does in the movie.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, that's what this Banshee does. You hear this noise from way across the other side of the screen, kind of like a... and it starts like screaming at you. It's not as weird like that, but they call it a Banshee for a reason. Starts screaming at you, and you look at it, and it kind of has this like crazy warp animation around it, and then suddenly, boom, it's 10 feet closer. Boom, it's 10 feet closer. It scares the crap out of me. Whenever a Banshee comes, I'm like, it's really scary.
That your description kind of reminds me of the witch in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, she does. I agree.
Like the fear of hearing the sound and like, ooh, oh no, that's not good. And that sounds awesome. Like, sorry, as much as I raged about the Battlefield 3 thing, it is kind of peripheral, but it kind of highlights the whole idea of like why I didn't like the idea of multiplayer being in there. But it sounds like multiplayer is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to play it. So we should let's end this show so I can go play Mass Effect.
Well, I just the Battlefield 3 player in the game wouldn't bother me if when you knife him in the back, if he were to offer you up like a code for a $5 box from Taco Bell, that would it would put me right back into the game.
That would be pretty freaking sweet.
Oh, synergy, baby!
Yeah, that's right.
Let's just link everything together. Why not? Does he have a lightsaber? Sorry, never mind. I need to stop.
Before we get out of time, we want to cover the Star Wars Connect footage impression.
Holy
There's
F.
a phenomenal video. It shows 3 different sections that you can play, different modes of this game that you can play. Smelly, you cover the first mode, I'll cover the second, and Yoshi will save you for the third.
You jerk.
Speaking of synergy.
Speaking of making Yoshi mad.
That's great.
Well, it's pretty hard to mess up Star Wars. Let's be honest. Lucas couldn't even
Never been done before.
No, you cannot mess up Star Wars.
Man. I'm so glad Jitterbug doesn't listen to our show.
There's no way this Connect game could go wrong.
No.
So let's do that. In the order of... Go ahead,
Yeah.
Smelly.
Okay. So in the first episode, or I guess it is the first episode of the trailer. In the Phantom Menace of the trailer, you're in a pod race, and you get to hear that guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway announcing your moves, and from what I can tell, the strategy is to pretend like you're the boxers from Atari 2600 boxing, where you hold your arms up in the air like this with your like you're airing your armpits out, and you sort of like move one arm slowly forward to go right, and you move the other one slowly forward to go left, and pull the other one back. That's the podcasting. It looks pretty responsive. The 13-year-old ethnic-free children that were playing it were pretty awesome at it, and they seem to be in control of the pod.
I would say they were. I would say they're ethnically ambiguous, I think is the way to put it.
Oh yeah, they weren't. They weren't like Coke Zero ethnicity.
They're ethnically cleansed children.
Okay.
You just don't know what they are.
Yeah, they were like a suicide.
You have some pod racing, which arguably, other than maybe the Duel of the Fates duel, is the best part of episode 1. So that's cool that you can pod race a little bit.
It looks fun.
Yeah, it does. It looks pretty fun. The second one was, of course, you got to have yourself some lightsaber duels. So you have, you hold your arm up as though you are holding a lightsaber, and you swing your arm, and it swings, and you hit stuff. Again, looks pretty cool. You can tell that it's geared towards maybe, adults may have fun with it, but it's a Kinect kind of a fun game. Maybe not like 8-year-old kids, but
ethnic-free adolescents. I think we already...
Ethnic, yeah, exactly. Albino adolescents. And then, so everything's looking good up to this point, Yoshi.
Yeah, and then, between each of these little segments, there's a strange moment of darkness that they put in. I don't know why. But this one is a little bit more foreshadowing of what you're going to see.
I'm sorry for switching gears. Maybe we should pretend that we are the executives in the boardroom meeting saying, guys, this Kinect game, it's almost done, but there's one demographic of Kinect users we're missing. We got to put something in there for them. Throw it over to you, Bob. What do you got for me?
I got dancing. I got dancing with stormtroopers.
Brilliant.
What do you think?
It's Dance Central is the hottest game right now. We should put Dance Central in our Star Wars game. What do you think?
It's the hottest game that Yoshi's wife plays. Let's say that. Most played game by Yoshi's wife. We got to hit that demographic, the Yoshi wife demographic. I have many.
So the stormtroopers do the dancing,
and you dance along with them.
Brilliant. Wait, are we still the executives, or are we back?
And the song that we need to do is, I was thinking YMCA would be a really good song for them to be dancing to. But
that
how about we
just smells of Star Wars.
Just stop though, because I'm going to take it.
Bob,
I'm taking it to the next level.
Yes.
Boss, executive guy.
Yes.
What we need to do is rewrite those lyrics so it says,
"Oh,
it's fun to be in the Empire today."
That's the same number of syllables.
It's brilliant.
That's what you were already thinking that, I'm assuming, right?
Empire to 4 syllable YMCA Empire. It fits.
Okay, so the point of our little skit here is that, wow, this went off the rails here. We're watching this going, oh, this could be kind of fun. I could see playing this with my kids. And then, oh no, it's Dance Central with stormtroopers. And talk about ruining the universe and taking you out of the idea that you're immersed. Like, there's nothing less immersive than dancing with stormtroopers to the tune of YMCA as they talk about joining the Empire. And meanwhile, R2-D2 and C-3PO, for some reason, are watching you dance. Like, they endorse joining the Empire. Like... Oh my! My brain is the verge of exploding.
There better be an Easter egg where if you do the cross arms check to your groin, Vader comes on and force chokes all of the stormtroopers. That would be awesome.
I agree with that. There need to be secret moves.
Yeah, you need to be able to bump your head on things, like the stormtrooper in episode 4.
And then he comes out of the TV like the girl from The Ring. The floor gets wet, and he force chokes you for dancing in a Star Wars game. In fact, if you watch the video of the stormtroopers dancing, your phone rings immediately after the video ends. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and if you start this trailer for Star Wars at the same time that you push play on Dark Side of the Moon, you'll commit suicide after 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
If you don't show this trailer to someone else within 7 days, I believe you're forced to watch Phantom Menace on repeat for 24 hours.
All right, guys, we got to wrap up this episode. Let's get to some shout-outs. We have a number of shout-outs. Smelly was very thoughtful. Smelly, tell the folks what you did.
We've neglected the foreign lands in our iTunes shout-outs for some time, and so we went back and did some cataloging.
The Boom Show, not just the U.S. as well, but the Boom Show in general. Not just the United States.
We're not going to do the Blue Show's reviews tonight? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying the United States. I was making a stupid... Never mind. Go ahead.
That's hilarious.
Nope. We didn't get it.
Shut up.
So yeah, I'm going to read the U.S. and DogsDie's going to read some others, and Yoshi's going to read some others. So here we go. From the U.S., Port Tech. He was good and gave us 5 stars. Superman RX. Oh yeah, Superman's Prescription asks, why doesn't my Sarcastic Gamer app work? It's funny. And
5 stars.
5 stars. Yeah. Crabsy gave us a nice. He said, as soon as I listen to a new episode, I immediately get diarrhea, and for that, you guys get 5 stars.
Very nice.
Dirty Dog 22. This is my favorite one, and I'll pass the fire. Instead of playing R&B by Big Sean, when I make sweet tender love to my baby, I play Yoshi, Dogs, and Smelly. Makes me want to invest in flood insurance. Keep the swag up.
Nice.
That was that. And then Minnesota Gru gave us 5 stars and said, boom shakalaka. He gave us an NBA Jam review.
That's great.
So that's nice.
All right, so I got some stuff. Here's from Canada first. We'll go Canada. So we got Feel This. Thank you for your 5-star review. Sam Craven, Bundy Bum. Thank you for your review. Let's see, Redog 2677, The Sexy Banana, and Jex Head 54. Thank you very much. He said, rest in peace, Mantooth, which is a common theme in a lot of our reviews now. Australia, Cash 235. What? He says, did I just listen to? Yes, you did. Nicholas Rivard, Carrie Lewis gave us a 3-star. Don't know what's up with y'all feed, but stop putting out late shows. It's dumb. Skip a show or something. I somehow he phonetically spelled out Sutton. Till then, I can make that 5 stars. That doesn't, dude. Whatever. Matt's alter ego and ex Chelsea Smile. Thank you for your reviews. Callum Desario and Jonathan Watson. Thank you for your reviews. Alex Stubbs says, I like the face sounds these guys make from their speak holes.
Thank you.
Great.
That's great.
All right, so I have the Brits here, I think, right? Isn't that who I have? The English folk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a 5-star from someone named Identity Paradox. Nice name. Missing the Tooth also. Someone named Darren Sampson gives us 5 stars. We got Mark Thomas. He gives us 5. He says that check out the other podcasts. Worse teeth, better accents. I guess that's SGUK. Shotgun Slap 11 says
That's SG Meth.
yeah, worse skin too, right? Shotgun Slap 11 gives us 5 stars and says continues to deliver top quality podcast. Yoshi be willing. I like that one because it says me. Also, Halcyon Days 83 gives us 5 and says this is a really funny podcast, which is almost about video games, which I think is an excellent way to describe our show. They also recommend episode 71, the Jonathan Colton interview. We got Funky Monkey 77. It actually is a 5 stars and saying Rip Brown show. But yeah. Joe Helliwell, I guess. He says, "Shut it, Yosh. Even if he ain't talking at the time he talking." So yeah, that's undeniable. Prime Busters.
It makes no sense, but it's true.
Yeah, somehow it's a paradox. Prime Busters gives us 5. Chopper Axe gives us 5. Diablo's Black gives us 5. Let's see. The Toaster gives us 5 and says awesome. BRG Lone Wolf gives us 5. Darnua gives us 5. Tomini gives us 5. And Tardy Moments gives us 5 and calls us a podcasting wizards. So those are some pretty flattering reviews from the Brits. Thank you.
Well, it's that time to end the show. Let's do a deedle-a-deek real quick, and then we'll learn what stroppy means.
Yeah, the deal this week is have time to play it and go buy Battlefield 3 so that you can get a full new character in Mass Effect 3.
That's great.
Yeah.
Also,
seriously.
if you would like Mass Effect 3, Nah, but it would be a good deal. If you go onto Origin and you have not gotten Mass Effect 3 yet, you can, for the PC, digital download on Origin with the following code. You can get it for $48. The code is Take Earth Back 20. If you want the game for $48 instead of $60, you can hop on Origins and do that. Word up. So, Yoshi, what does stroppy mean?
Stroppy, and I said earlier, this kind of applies to me, and I think really on this episode, it has the kind of almost contradictory definition of touchy, but belligerent. So it's like you're really touchy and sensitive to things, and then you become belligerent, which I think that's me.
Yeah.
I think I'm stroppy. I think they found the word that defines me. Like, I can be very sensitive, believe it or not, to other people and how they feel and etc. But it doesn't take long for me to go from a clear-headed fellow to an insane, belligerent monster who wants to destroy everything that EA does. So I really liked this word. When I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm envisioning like a Thriller video where you're walking with a girl, and then like the full moon comes out, and you turn from like Yoshifett to Stroppyfett, and you just start getting pissed off about everything.
Yeah, so it's like touchy and belligerent. Yeah,
we will offer
Good
a copy of Mass Effect 3 to whoever comes up with the best like avatar, like image for Stroppyfett. There is an asterisk that will be redeemed when Mass Effect 3 is dropped to $10.
And also, Plugel, you cannot do it. That's the other part of it. You don't get to.
Need not
And also, Tamarand is going to win. Let's just say right away. This is even to Tamarand
That's
right
probably true. He will win because he will be the only one to participate.
Correct. He'll be the first and only participant.
As usual.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of The Boom, period, indent, new paragraph. And we hope to see you next time on the show. It'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun. Yoshi, can you ask my brother to take us out?
Smelly Pirate, would you take us out, please?
With DogsDie's permission. Slap Happy Samurai says, the BigRedBarel Boom. On a scale of fecund to lugubrious, this episode was higher than ennui, yet not as truculent as one would hope.
Ooh. I love that.
Yeah.
4 of my words right there.
Way to use words.
I act like they're mine, like I own them.
He used 4 of DogsDie's words, too. He used from and was and as. He used as twice.
He used them too well, though, really. I mean...
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcast, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.